When we hear a weird noise coming from a joint, or feel a little bit of pain, we tend to think it's no big deal, just a minor ache that'll go away after a few days of rest. But that's not how tendons work. If the pain disappears after a few days, it's only because the initial inflammation has settled down. The accumulated damage in the tissue itself may still be there unless you actually address it. This is a recurring problem in the gym. In fact, a lot of doctors consider tendons the #1 cause of pain among people who train. That's why, in this video, I'm going to explain why tendons get damaged and give you 4 exercises you can do at the gym or at home to strengthen your shoulders, elbows, wrists, and knees, the areas where people get hurt the most. Most tendon issues never get fixed because we treat tendons the same way we treat muscles. They're not the same. They're completely different types of tissue. Muscles love repetitive stimulus, higher reps with challenging weight that create micro-damage. Then you just eat well, sleep well, and within a few days, the tissue regenerates and grows stronger. That's how muscles get bigger and stronger. Tendons are different. They don't get stronger through the same kind of training that builds muscle. The training that works best for muscle growth does give tendons some benefit. But tendons don't really like that style of work. That's why some people have arms that don't look that big yet are incredibly strong. Think of people who do explosive training or who do hard, physical labor on construction sites. On the other hand, some bodybuilders get tendon injuries because the drugs they take make their muscles grow extremely fast while their tendons can't keep up. Tendons improve much more slowly. When we do any kind of movement, whether it's lifting, weights, or something more explosive, like sprinting or jumping, those fast, repeated actions force the tendons to load and unload over and over in a very short time. The tissue takes a beating. Think about it. On one side, you have bone. On the other side, you have muscle. And the tendon is the bridge connecting the two. We're not going to worry about bones right now. You don't walk into the gym and say, "Hey man, today I'm training my neck bones and thigh bones," right? So we'll leave bones out of it. The most important factor for muscle growth is mechanical tension, the force the muscle fibers experience with every rep. You can get a great stimulus with heavy weight for 6 reps close to failure, or with lighter weight for 12 reps. For muscle, the time factor isn't as critical. Tendons care a lot about that time factor. One of the best ways to strengthen tendons is to do movements that keep them under tension for a long time without the repetitive impact forces of regular dynamic exercises. That's the single most important concept to remember throughout this video. Time under continuous tension. It's no coincidence that the word tendon is related to the idea of being stretched tight. There's one more basic idea you need to understand. Training is about making the body adapt to a new stimulus it's not used to handling. When you lift heavy, you're forcing your muscles, joints, and nervous system to adapt to loads they're not accustomed to. When you run long distances to build endurance, you're making the body handle a stress it has to adapt to so it can handle it better next time. That's what training is. For those of us who go to the gym, hit our muscles with heavy weights, and then recover with sleep and food, we have to understand that tendons recover slower than muscles and adapt to stimulus at a different rate. The type of training that works best for strengthening tendons, whether you're trying to prevent injury, recover from one, or just dealing with some clicking or mild discomfort, is isometric work, but not the kind of isometrics most people think of. When most people hear isometric, the first thing that comes to mind is a plank. Almost always, the regular front plank or a side plank. Those two barely scratch the surface of what isometrics can do. Let's say your knee hurts. We know the knee's job is to extend the leg. A great way to strengthen the tendons around the knee is to do an isometric knee extension. You can do this by sitting on a leg extension machine with a weight so heavy you can't actually move it. Instead of doing regular reps like you would for your quads, you just drive hard against the pad and hold that position for 30 seconds. That's an isometric hold that keeps the knee tendons under tension for a period of time. I say 30 seconds because that range usually works very well, anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds per set. I use the leg extension as an example, but you can apply the same principle to almost any exercise, whether on machines or with free weights. Here are 4 basic exercises you can do with just your body weight. Whether you're at the gym or at home, general recommendation: do 3 to 6 sets of each exercise, holding for 20 to 30 seconds. If you have noticeable pain, you can even do them twice a day, once in the morning and once before bed. 1. Wall push. This one isometrically works the shoulders, elbows, and even the wrists at the same time. Push against the wall with about 70–100% of your strength and hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Keep your elbows bent. This isn't like a typical street workout isometric hold. We want the elbow tendons under tension and activated. A more advanced version is to do the same thing on the floor, like the bottom of a push-up, and just hold. If that's too hard or your shoulders hurt, don't force it. Stop if it hurts, and stick with the easier version. Keep your arms in an arrow shape. Brace your core and stay in a good, upright posture so you also get some core work at the same time. 2. Shoulder, rotator cuff, isometric. The most common rotator cuff exercises are the rotation movements, external or internal rotation, usually done dynamically with a cable or resistance band. Those are great for warm-ups. I recommend them in a lot of my videos, especially before chest day, and they do strengthen the tendons. But doing them isometrically is even better for reducing pain and strengthening all the tendons of the rotator cuff. At the gym, you can use any heavy object, a dumbbell or kettlebell, placed on a flat surface. Keep your back straight, extend your arm, and try to rotate your fist inward. Don't push with the shoulder. Focus on the rotation. Use a weight you couldn't actually lift with one hand. You can also do it in both directions. At home, you can do it at a desk. Sit in a chair, use the backrest to stay upright, and push or rotate against a solid object on the desk. Same 20-30 seconds, 3 to 6 sets. Resting about 30-60 seconds between sets. 3. Wall sit for the knees. You've probably seen people do this, but maybe didn't know why. A lot of the time, it's someone dealing with patellar, tendon issues, or the kind of knee pain that shows up after running. It's an excellent exercise for strengthening the tendons around the knee. Just sit against a wall with your thighs parallel to the floor and hold the position. The key is to actively drive. Don't just hang out and let gravity do the work. Make a conscious effort to push. This works great before or after running. If your knees feel off, try it and let me know how it goes. 4. Isometric biceps curl for the elbows and wrists. This is basically a barbell or dumbbell biceps curl held isometrically. Use a moderate weight that lets you hold the position for the required time. Do a normal curl, but stop halfway so your elbow is at 90 degrees and hold. If you want more emphasis on the wrists, shift the weight so the center of gravity is farther forward. You can even use a big water bottle or any household object. That said, this position puts a lot of stress on the elbows. So, in general, I think keeping the wrists in a neutral position is better for most people. Those are the 4 most common and useful exercises I recommend. As for programming, it can vary a lot depending on your goal. If you're just dealing with mild discomfort or simply want to strengthen the tendons, and you're not already injured, do 3 to 6 sets a day. You can split them up however you like. 3 sets after your regular strength training, or 3 in the morning and 3 at night if you're training at home. Overall, I suggest doing them 2 to 3 times a week, with rest days in between. If you're already injured, always see a physical therapist first. If you found this useful, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next video.